Hi guys, welcome to the multi-award winning Emerald House of Cars. We're a totally unique family run business on a mission to be the best car dealership in the UK. Our commitment is to give you guys the best buying experience you've ever received, whether you plan on purchasing completely online using our free next day delivery service with 7-day money back guarantee, or you're coming to the showroom to meet the team. We've made everything as easy and as transparent as possible so that you've got full confidence in choosing Emerald for your next car. A little later in the video, we'll show you how our vehicles are prepared before sale in our on-site RAC approved service centre. But for now, sit back, relax and enjoy the following video.
Hello there guys, and welcome to a quick virtual walk around of this Mercedes-Benz Cla220 Amg Sport Cdi. Finished in the gorgeous solid Jupiter red with of course the night pack styling. It's a car that certainly turns heads and is one that really does deliver that statement feel. But why should I think about having this car delivered to me or collected in 48 hours, Greg? Well, that question is pretty easy, and now I'm going to show you the reasons why. So you can see that solid Jupiter red, although it is covered in rain and condensation at the minute because it's a little bit chilly here, you can see it gives it a real nice vibrant feel, and you don't actually see that many red Mercedes on the road, so you're also getting something that's quite rare. You've of course got your headlights just down here that have got the LED daytime running lights, and moving down you can also see you've got your headlamp wash system and you've got your front parking sensors along with that gorgeous AMG styling in red with a gloss black honeycomb grille which is echoed all the way across. You've also got your gorgeous sweeping pendant grille there with your gloss black and chrome styling on the TriStar, and overall see it gives the car a real nice aesthetic appearance. Now moving down on here you can see you've got your 18-inch 5 twin spoke diamond cut AMG alloys with a black caliper just behind as well. And moving around the car you can also see that you've got the real cool flared side skirts, as we say in each AMG model, which really do give it a nice aggressive stance. You've got your gloss black mirrors just here, and you've got your D-chrome window surround as well as part of the night pack. So that basically means everything's blacked out and it looks stealthy. You've got gloss black B-pillars, tinted privacy glass, and you've got your roof rails in gloss black as well, just around here. You see the car is free from any dinks, dents, scratches, distortion. It's a really well looked after car and it's in great condition for its age. And you can see there's no outage on the bodywork, no dramas, no problems. Now on the rear you have of course got nice little vents just like that one on the rear, and you've got your dual chrome twin exit exhaust, and you've got the nice honeycomb gloss black grille as well. Got rear parking sensors, and you can see you've got your Mercedes-Benz branded rear LED lighting cluster. Now you don't have a spoiler on it as such, but they've shaped the bodywork to almost have an inbuilt spoiler, so it does have a nice little bit of a flared edge. Now what else you can also see is of course you've got your shark fin antenna in gloss black, and you've got your tinted privacy glass on the rear as well. It's debadged on the back so it's stealthy, and on the key you have your button here to click open the boot, and that opens up pretty easily. Now what you can see in here is the boot isn't enormous, but it's a lot bigger than what you would expect, so you can easily fit in all your groceries, pushchairs, buggies, strollers. And it's strange really, because a lot of people think that the CLAs are small cars because of the sloping back coupe shape, but it isn't the case. That for me is a really impressive size boot. Now under there you have also got further storage under the mat. Now if we lift that up you can just see now you've got your tyre kit, you've also got your first aid kit and other little bits as well. And to shut the boot it's not electrically operated, so you just push it down. But you'll see all the way around it's got gorgeous curves, it's got a real statement body shape, and that is what set the CLA aside from many other cars. Everybody likes a C-Class, but these just give it that real nice different aspect and aesthetic look to it. I mean visually a car has to be really nice, and with curves like that, well, probably more ready for Playboy than it is our forecourt. So that's everything I can show you on the exterior of this CLA. Let me take you inside now and show you all the tech and gizmos that it has to offer you, as well as its potential new owner. So, opening up the CLA, you can see that you are of course greeted by everything that you would expect. You've got leather, you've got a flat bottom steering wheel, you've got AMG floor mats, you've got gorgeous brushed aluminium trim, and you've got real nice half leather and half Alcantara or suede, depending on how you say it. The sport seats here with the real big bolsters, which are of course heated as well. And they are manually adjustable, they're not electric, but you can see they're in great order, and they are one of the most comfiest seats you'll ever be in. But that black and red really works well on this particular AMG line, just for the simple fact that it goes with the exterior colour as well. Now you can see the flat bottom steering wheel, it is multifunction. It's half perforated leather and half nappa leather with the red contrast stitching. You've got your white and grey instrument cluster dials there with the red contrast needling, and you've also got your aluminium surround all echoed across the dash. But we'll start on the door card here, which of course has the half Alcantara and the half leather just there with the red stitching. And you've also got your deadlock up here, and you've got your electrically adjustable mirrors and electric windows as well. Down here you've got remote boot release, and down this side you do have your Mercedes-Benz illuminated door inlay. You have your stainless steel pedals, you have your handbrake, and you have your lighting here as well. And before we get into the car and show you all the tech, we'll just show you the rear seats. And you can see you've got Isofix, and you do actually have quite a lot of leg room for rear passengers. Again, it's headroom that people worry about with these because of the sloping back, but once you're in it, it's actually not too bad at all. But you can't have a car that does everything. If you were doing that, you wouldn't be buying a CLA. You still want one that looks incredibly aesthetically pleasing from the exterior. But we of course have already covered that, so let's get in and see what the CLA has to offer. Oh, it's nice. Get out that cold. So you can see that the CLA has covered just over 57,100 mile, and it is in really good order inside. So like I've said, as an overview, you have of course got the nappa leather wheel, and you've also got the real nice brushed aluminium trim. You've got the media tablet system, you've got all your media control, and that flows effortlessly really nicely into the door card. Just gives it such a great aesthetic from inside. Now this isn't a keyless car, this does require you to put the key in the ignition barrel, so for all your millennials out there, this is also classed as manual labour, and no, you don't get paid for it. So you turn it on, you can see starts first time, no problem. We will be putting fuel in that just before we go anywhere. But what you can see also on there is that you've got the real nice white font on there with a grey background just here, and you've got the red contrast needles as well. If you flick the lights on, you can see the dash lights up a little bit, and you've got everything on there as well. So in the middle you do have your digital display just here. Now what that means is you can control this off your multifunction steering wheel using the left. And what you can do, you can click on trip, and if you do click on there, you can scroll down and you can have your miles, you can have your speed, you can have your range and your consumption, you can have your eco display, you can have your start, and you can have your reset as well. So you can see these guys have covered 9,108 mile previously, which equated to 474 hours and 15 minutes, and you've also there got your 38.1 average miles per gallon and 19 miles an hour average speed, which tells you that it was very well looked after. And if you click across, you can get on navigation. Now this isn't a virtual cockpit as such, or a virtual map. What this will do, this will just give you any indication of the road you're on and any directions you need to follow. You've also got your audio, which is of course your FM radio, your AM radio, it's your Bluetooth, it's your media streaming, and you've also got your Bluetooth telephone as well. Now if you click on assistance, you've got a virtual road here, and that will just give you any information or upcoming obstacles on your journey. And you've also got attention assist, which is easily described as the car monitors how long you've been driving for, and will recommend when you head over to Greg's or Costa to get a sausage roll or a coffee. Now on the ESP, that is of course traction control, so you can turn that on or off, but when you turn it off in weather like this, or in difficult weather as such, please be aware that that will make it a little bit more slippy and a little bit more excitable from the rear end. You've also got collision prevention, which is pretty self-explanatory, and you've got the attention assist just there too. If you click on that, you can change it from sensitive, standard, or you can turn it off. But it's a good tool that I would always recommend using. Now, the most important one is, of course, Assist Plus, which is service. If you have any fault codes on there, you'll see it will be in the messages. You can check your tyre pressures. You can also reset them just doing that button. And what you can also do is click on Assist Plus, and that will tell you what service is due, what type it is, and how long until it's next due. And there you go. That is pretty much every single thing on there. But before I go off this, we'll check. You can change your instrument display here, and you can change your display unit in terms of miles or kilometers. You can change your lighting, which is your daytime running lights. You can also change some of the vehicle settings, such as speed limit with winter tyres, or you can restore it to factory. Now, a real quirky feature that they did on Mercedes is, of course, the one stalk. And what is that, I hear you ask? Well, that means that your lights and your wipers are now on the same stalk on the left hand side. So to turn your wipers on, you turn it round just here, and you can see you've got your different intervals and severity just here. Now, what you've also got, of course, is your high beam lights, which you can switch on using that button just there, and you can flash them using this. Your indicators are also on the same side. And that is because on the right hand stalk, you have your gearbox. Yep, it's a bit of a weird concept if you've never driven them before. As I say to every single person, do not use that when driving, thinking that it's your wipers, your lights, your indicators, or anything else. If you are driving down a motorway at speed and you flick that up to R, you are going to have a serious issue and a very expensive bill. But it is really easy to use. As long as your foot's on the brake, you'll see we're currently in park, and that's because I clicked this button just here. If you do click on the brake and you press it down, you'll see now that you're in D, which means you're in drive 1. If you want to put it to reverse, slide it all the way up, and you'll know that you're in it because your reverse camera will start automatically as well. If you want it down into neutral, you can do that, or you can just put it back in park. Now, what you've also got on this display is this button here, which is auto start stop, and you've got E for eco mode. And what we'll do now, we'll show you all around the different drive modes and how they work. But before we do, you can also see you have got on here your Linguatronic voice control. You've also got your volume control here, and you've got your mute and other volume and telephone as well. So moving down, we'll show you quickly the drive select mode, so we tick off that box. So you've got the button here. So if I click on that, you can see it changes to sport, you've got manual, or you've got eco. So it's pretty easy to use. The manual would obviously, of course, be the flappy paddle, of which you can jump into at any single time. So if you put it in drive and you click on it, you can see it goes to M1, and that means that you're in the manual gears and you've got full control of when the changes happen and at what rev ratio. For me, it's the best way. It really allows you to have total control of the car, its character, and you've got both hands on the wheel using them, so you've not got any issues regarding stability. But other than that, it's that button just there, and you can click through all the different modes and change it to what you want. Now, the media system is, of course, the Garmin SD card based sat nav, which is in that little holder just there. And being Garmin a market leader, you'll know that their sat navs are pretty much market leading. Aside from TomTom and a couple of other guys, they are the actual best out there, and you're definitely not going to get an easier unit to see. See, it's a bit quirky as well. It's very bold, it's very vibrant, it's got a great contrast, and it is really, really helpful. It's so easy to use with the eye controller just here. I mean, it's just so simple, which makes driving even less of a chore. But if you don't want that, you can, of course, get rid of it, and you scroll up, and you can get off there by clicking the back button, and that'll bring it straight on there for you. So what we'll do now, you can see that we're on the radio setting, and you've got the options to scroll across and differentiate up and down and change it manually. Now, if you click on radio, you'll be able to see that you've got FM and AM only. There is no DAB on this. You would need a Premium Plus or an AMG line, not an AMG Sport. But you can probably get it retrofitted if it was absolutely essential. But don't forget, you can stream media from your phone as well. Speaking of which, if you do click on that button, you'll see it brings it up, and if you click on devices, you are able to see that you've got your CD, your memory card, and your 3 separate options as well, including the drive, and you've also got 2 USBs. And if you click on telephone, that is of course another option. If you click on device, connect it via Bluetooth, you are good to go. Now if you click on vehicle, you can change different things such as the setting. So you've got your ambient lighting brightness, which in this case is only one colour, it is the solar orange. You've also got your interior and exterior lighting shut off and the illuminator for when you open your car. You've got your consumption, which measures you in 15-minute intervals, and it gives you a range of how well you've been driving. You can also go on the owner's manual and change the time. And if you click on system settings, you'll see you're able to change your favourite functions, your language, your display, your rear view camera, and you're able to change other bits and bobs on there as well. Moving down, we've got the air vent system here against a really nice brushed aluminium, and you can see that is accompanied here by your media control, and then your air conditioning is further down. Now this little bit of media control is basically the old school way of doing it on the screen. This is all touchpad, but you can use it and differentiate easily between radio, media, navi, telephone, mute, vehicle settings, and of course your telephone there. This dialer can be used for CDs or making a manual call, and you've got your CD just there. Now what you have got is of course heated seats for both the driver and the passenger, and you can turn them up or turn them down using the button again. Driving mode, hazard lights, auto stop start, and audible parking sensors off. And moving down, this is of course your dual zone air conditioning. So what I like to do, turn it down low for the lady because they're normally driving you mad, or turn it right up for the driver because he's normally driving you mad as well. And it's always good for a bit of car fun to whack the heating up and see how long it takes them to notice. Now if you don't want dual zone, you can click on that, but that will automatically sync to how hot the driver's temperature is. You can click on auto and that will automatically do it for you, and that will change the severity of the distributed air into the cabin and the temperature too, but we don't want that because you can't hear me. Temperature is changed by turning the dial here, and you've got your front screen, your rear screen, and of course your air distribution as well. And if you click on mode, you can select where the air is blown into the cabin. You can turn aircon off and have your old school heating, and you've also got recirculation just there. On this little fold up button here, you've got a 12 volt charger and an ashtray, but we don't encourage any smoking because it's bad for your health. And we've also got a nice big ashtray here, which of course you would use to put your phone in or change, because who uses it for cigarettes in a car? And it's just a nice little extra bit of storage. Moving down, you've got your iDrive controller, as BMW call it. You've got your dual cup holder here and credit card holder if you need to, and you've also got your nice little bit of ambient lighting. And on here finally you have of course got your sliding armrest finished in the black leather with the red contrast stitching. Lift that up and there are your two USB ports ready for any media output you want to do. So that, guys, really is everything that I can tell you about this wicked Cla220 Cdi Amg Sport. Now, aside from that, what I will say that you probably aren't aware of is that every single car here at Emerald is treated to the 128 point check prior to retailing. That just means that our vastly experienced team of bodywork guys, of mechanics, and our head tech Chad give these cars a real meticulous look over, of which you can see the results on the website itself under the inspection form. Means we look over it cosmetically, mechanically, and we get it to its peak condition, ready for when you make your appointment to come and meet all the team here at HQ. We're also able to offer a vast amount of finance options, and we do of course welcome part exchange. So do please, if you have any questions regarding any of the process, the car, the service history, or just the numpty behind the camera, give us a call and we'll be more than happy to help. For me, it's thank you very much for watching, and we really do hope to meet you soon down at HQ. So guys, here we are in the Mercedes-Benz Cla220, and we're going to give you a quick virtual test drive and run through of all the features. Now, the first thing obviously we do on anyone is we say about how much room there is and how practical is it as a car to drive. Well, you can see I've got no issues here, and I'm not even all the way back in the chair. There's plenty of room, plenty of leg room, and it really is quite comfortable and spacious. The fact that this slides is really nice, really convenient, just allows you to sit in a more natural position. You've got full lock for your arms, got a nice steering wheel. It's just a nice place to be. Everything is exactly where you would want it to be. Now what we're going to do on here, we're going to take you a couple of laps really, and we're going to just show you how the car works. So we're going to go through the manual gearbox, we're going to go through the driving mode, we're going to do full right lock, full left lock, emergency stop, and we are of course going to go through at a normal speed, 30-40 miles an hour, take our hands off the wheel, and you can see that there's no wheel wobble, and then the car drives nice and true as well. So we're at the first island now. We'll get the right lock out of the way, and you can see that's whipped right the way around. It's a really nice, really tight steering. It doesn't put you off, it doesn't flail anywhere else. Where you put this car is where it's going to stay, and you can see even at increased speed there's no kicking out, there's no stepping. It's really nice and tight. It's really, really well put together. And we'll come off there now, and there we are. So now we're on the straight, and you can see we're up to about 35-36 miles an hour. When we get onto it now where there's no camber and no movement in the road, we'll release the wheel, so we can do that just about now. And you can see I can happily talk to you with no hands on the wheel, and I know that I'm not going to travel in any other direction than where it's meant to go. Tracking, off the list, not needed. Now what we'll do, we'll get it up to speed again, and we'll make sure obviously there's no one behind us, but we'll have a quick look at it, and we'll put our brakes on slowly to start with. So if I just have a quick look now, we're at 33 miles an hour, and you can see slowing to a stop. There's absolutely no judder, no noise, no squealing, and no wobble either. And if I was to do an emergency stop like this, you can see instantly as well, it just reacts, and you can stop exactly when you need to. So we'll head on to this little car park now, and we'll do the full left lock test. Pretty sure when they see me turn up in here every day doing these, they squeal with excitement, waiting for the ASBO to come through. So we're on here now, nice big open space, but you can see full left lock. It's really nice, it's really tight steering again. Similar to the right hand lock, you've got no wobble, you've got no juddy, you've got no stepping out. It's just really nice, tight turning circle, meaning you're easier to get out of trouble. And now what we'll do some parking. So if I was to park next to this guy who's got a van here, and I can see it's open, so we're going to have some fun. If I stick that into reverse, obviously my reverse camera comes on, and we've also got the parking sensors as well. So if I get too close, you'll hear it beep. But really simple to use. Do keep an eye around you as well. But you can see if I get too close, there you go. You get your audio and you get your visual as well. And that's parking. Next up, drive select mode, and of course the manual gearbox, or semi-manual if you will. So heading out here now, we'll flick this so we're in eco. So when you put it in sport, you do get a uprated rev ratio, you get a better throttle response, and it just gives it a bit more response all round. It gives you that little bit more of a grunt and a growl. It's just nice. I mean, it doesn't make any difference to the noise because it is a diesel engine, but it does give you just a nice little bit more. It just gives it that feel. So in this, you will feel when you put your foot down that you've got that little bit more acceleration underfoot. It is a bit more responsive, and it's really just a nice mode for anyone to have. Now paddle shift, really simple. You're flicking at any time, so I'm in it now, and now I'm done. So I've got full control of the gears now. So we're at 40, and I've put it into third, and you can hear. But what you also have on screen, you have a shift indicator, and it tells you where to change. But it's really easy to use. Of course, you can make a lot more progress using paddle shift. It's the optimum way to drive if you like your performance cars. You've got both hands on the wheel at all times. You can see you don't need to take it off here. You can really put it nicely into corners, change your gear to a lower one, and pop straight out, and off you go. But it's really nice because you've got both hands on the wheel, you feel safe, and there's something about using flappy paddles that just make you think you're Vin Diesel in Fast and Furious, or Jason Statham, or Han, or The Rock, whoever you want to be, or Paul Walker, or Tyrese, or Ludacris. But I'm getting confused, so don't worry about that. Like I say, it's just nice. It gives you that real ability there to really take it where you want to in the gears, and you're in total control of when the gear shift takes place and how smooth it is. You can also use that to help you out economically, or if you're in poor conditions, it gives you that nice control, because obviously it's high gears, low revs. In the CVT gearbox, which is a car I own, and an automatic, you don't have any say-so in how you do it, but this just allows you to be able to get yourself out of trouble as well. And it's just nice, like I say, the steering, it's really nice and tight. Wherever you put this car is exactly where it's going to go. You've got your radio, you've got your good sound, you've got your sat-nav. Aesthetically, it's a really nice place to be. And if it looks good, it drives good, and it sounds good, there's not really much else left, is there? So for me, it's a big yes on this car. Like I say, if you are in manual mode though, and you don't want to be in it, or you want to change it, you can either click the button here, or on this stalk you can click D and it will go back into drive mode. But also, if you don't use the paddle shifts for an extended period of time, it will automatically pop out of there as well. So yeah, for me guys, I mean, that really does sum up the Cla220D in a nutshell. There's not really much else I can say. It's nice, it's comfortable, it pretty much does everything. So thank you very much for watching this, and we'll see you down HQ in a not so distant future. Bye now.
One of the most important factors when buying a used vehicle is figuring out who to trust. Buying a car is a massive financial commitment, and you need to be 100% confident in the company that you choose. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google, Facebook and Auto Trader, hundreds of video testimonials, and the jewel in the crown are the multitude of awards we've won over the past number of years, including UK Independent Dealer of the Year, Independent Community Dealer of the Year, and most recently, Used Car Retailer of the Year. Integrity and transparency are really important to us at Emerald in how we conduct our business. We're the only dealership with a multi-award winning weekly YouTube show which pulls back the curtain and lets you see the inner workings of how a car dealership operates. We cover all aspects of the day-to-day running, from buying, selling, sourcing, after sales, and of course everything that goes on over at our RAC approved workshop.
Every one of our cars undergoes a 128-point vehicle inspection by our team of experienced technicians. Any item that aren't up to our approved standards, we rectify and replace parts needed with manufactured approved parts. We also service every car and put a fresh MOT on ready for its next owner. When we are happy the car is in A1 mechanical condition, over it goes to our body shop for paint correction or wheel refurbishment, then finally onto our detailing team. Essentially, we want to ensure that when the car reaches its new owner, it's at its very best. For the road ahead, we've got you covered with a comprehensive 90-day warranty, which can be extended for 1, 2 or 3 years, depending on your preference. We are proud to be partnered with the market-leading warranty providers that match up to our own high standards, providing customers with genuine support when they need it.
We've also got you protected for all unfortunate circumstances, such as having your car written off or stolen throughout your time owning the vehicle. We're really pleased to be able to offer a great RAC, gap and return to invoice insurance product, keeping you safe long after you've left our showroom.
If you are local to us and want us to take away the headache of keeping your car well maintained, our service plans could be just the ticket for you. Payable monthly and carried out in our fully equipped RAC approved garage, every service comes complete with a free health check to keep you and your vehicle safe and secure on the journey ahead, and also protect the future value of your car by maintaining that all-important service history.
And when it comes to protecting your car's interior and exterior against stains, scuffs, contaminants, all of our encompassing Guardex paint and fabric protection ensure the aesthetic appearance of your new vehicle remained unaltered and improved to an almost better than new finish. It's a great opportunity to protect against the best and worst that Mother Nature has to offer.
And last but not least, if you do need to take out finance for your new vehicle, we have a panel of over 35 lenders, including Santander, with rates as low as 7.9% APR, always guaranteeing you the lowest possible interest rate. For a free finance check, which won't affect your credit rating, click the finance tab on our website to fill out a 2-minute application that lets you know beforehand what your monthly payments are likely to be. We've got loads of PCP, HP and lease options available, depending on your personal preference and budget. So if you want to speak to me or my team of finance experts for any help and advice, please don't hesitate to pick up the phone. We're here to help.
Our goal at Emerald is not just to sell cars, it's about creating lasting relationships and customers for life. But don't just take our word for it. Here's what some of our customers had to say about their very own Emerald experience.
And how would you rate us out of 10? 10 being probably the best car dealership in the UK.
Definitely 10. Oh, I'd definitely say 10.
I'm going to say 10. 10.
10, obviously.
10.
10, I suppose.
Definitely a 10.
I would give you a 10.
It's got to be a 10.
I'd give you a 10.
Well, it's obviously a 10, isn't it?
Obviously a 10.
Mate, more than 10.
Can I say 11?
Straight million. Straight million.
Way more than 10.
I would say 10.
Oh, I'd go as far as saying 11.
Definitely a 10.
10, yeah.
A 10.
I can say 10.
In the
11.
Well, it's got to be a 10.
Definitely a 10. If I could give you more than a 10, I definitely would.
I'd definitely say a 10.
10. I'd give you a 10.
I'd give it a solid 10.
I would say 10.
10 out of 10.
I'll give you a 10 then. Sounds
Give it a 10.
10.
And I'll give you 10 out of 10.
Gotta be a 10.
I'd give you a 10.
I would rate you a 10. 10 out of 10, 100%. It's gotta be 10 out of 10, isn't it?
That's an easy one, isn't it? It's 11.
11 out of 10.
I'll give you 10. Because I came back, didn't I? And I'll be back again.